Bienvenido, raza, a Puro Potente, where everything we talk about is potente. The past, the present, and the future. Gentlemen, how have you been? Q, talk to me. Is there anything exciting going on out there?
Brother, it's been a long week, super busy at work, man. The last 2 weeks we've been flooded at work, pero rehab's been kicking my butt pretty much.
It sounds like you are really depressed, man. Come
Man,
on, bring
bro,
some energy or te duele el brazo.
dude, it's you. I wish I could describe the amount of pain I'm in, man. It's all day, every day. Sí duele, bro, bastante, pero no, pues aquí andamos echándole ganas como siempre. You know what I mean? Trying to bring the energy, man, but it's a little difficult with the pain. Pero sí, aquí andamos, man, and it's all good, bro. It'll all work out in the end, man. Just gotta be patient.
Well, that's good. How about you, Johnny? Man, you look crystal clear, man. You finally took off that cover, dude, and it's 2 weeks in a row that we can see you. Man, I can see all the little gray hairs now he has here, Vato.
Hey, whenever I come in next week, I want you to play a song. I can see clearly now. That was the song. Hey,
I'm gonna cue it up, baby.
nombre, saludos Q, saludos buddy, saludos
Salud, bro. Good to see
Anthony.
you, man.
No man, doing good,
Talk to
buddy,
me,
doing good. Gracias a Dios,
Victoria.
man. Had a good
Nothing good
work.
in Victoria. Nothing good in
Had a
Victoria.
good work week, huh?
Nothing good in Victoria.
Oh, besides the Memorial Fest going on that started tonight, it's going to
Oh,
start
man, you
tonight,
know what?
Oh, ya
That's gonna
empezó.
be great talking
So,
material for next week, bro.
buddy. Last night they had the pre-party with Club 106, and they had the 181 boys, and then the Iconics, and they had a
Ooh,
big
Oh,
old
right
parking
on,
lot
man.
party right here down the street from me, buddy.
no
I could hear
fuiste.
the music.
Oh,
I
pues
could
you
hear
didn't
the
have to.
music.
No wonder. No wonder you didn't have to. You
Se
could hear
sentó
it.
afuera. Se sentó
That's
afuera
all
para
he
que
did. He just sat
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Dude,
But no, other than that, brother, man, we had a good work week and just busy doing stuff around the house. Today I didn't work, man. I had an off day actually, so I get a 4 day weekend, Baba. So, pero para atrás el martes si Dios quiere, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
right out. Look what we got here. We got
Yeah,
Buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy Salcedo. Shout out from DFW. What's up, my friend?
What's
Thank
up,
you for
buddy?
What's
tuning
up,
in.
brother?
Victoria Memorial Weekend Bash. It's
Ya
gonna be
empezó.
something. Yeah, so
Ya
that's
empezó el
gonna we
party
know.
allá.
Q, you know we're gonna be talking about that next week.
Oh yeah, man. Plenty of
And
material there with the Memorial Day
of
weekend
course.
bash and the different things happening around the industry regarding presentations and performances during Memorial Day weekend. So it's gonna be awesome, man. Good talking points, man.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it's drama free, man, and we want everybody to be safe and have a good
No, no,
time.
no, 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 no.
Pero
Like
at
Rock
the
would say,
same
we
time,
want drama.
but at the same
We
time,
want drama.
like, yeah, a little bit of drama won't be bad,
Well,
man.
well, I guess if Jennifer Pena don't come this weekend, maybe we'll be drama free, man.
Oh, come on, come on. See if we can get Johnny to go and get some footage.
A lo
Actually,
mejor
him right there.
we'll bring Frank on and then we'll talk about that maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Don't make-
maybe I go get a couple of promos for Puro Potente. What do you think?
There you
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
man. We need,
That's good,
if only
man.
Frank would grace us with his presence, that would be wonderful.
Oh, all I gotta do is make a phone call, buddy.
Oh, look at, wait, oh, that's what it is. Wait, buddy's house. It is hot. No
Bro,
shit. It is
it's
hot.
unseasonably hot, man. Ching, it's been like 103, 105. It got up to 108 the other day here in Pearsall, man. It's I call it the devil's butthole, man, porque está bien caliente aquí, bro. Hijo su madre, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hijo, man. I don't understand, man. And the rain just goes around us, and it's just so freaking hot here, man. I don't understand it, dude.
Yeah, buddy, but I don't think you want it to rain porque ya cuando se va Diovisa se pone más caliente. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
that's usually how it
and
goes.
so a storm rolled in last night, unexpected, man. I was on break. I started seeing lightning, y nombre de repente, como a las 5 de la mañana se vino el aguacero for about 2 hours, man. And now today it's all humid again. So, yeah,
I know
man,
what you're laughing at,
it's rough.
Anthony. I know what you're laughing at.
Well, let's go ahead and say it.
Jesus.
Let's get to the chisme, to be or not to be, Jaime. You know, chamacos.
Here we go.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
Ay, my Jesus
Ya,
Christ.
ya quiere empezar
Hold on,
Yeah.
Carmen. We got segments, and that segment is towards the
it's,
end, and that segment is not time capped. You guys, the viewers, are gonna either make this long, elongated. Junior, I want long. I want long.
Hey, Anthony, just don't make it long like the other night. Que era 4 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Hey, it was tough with Tiger, man. I had a
Tiger.
great interview, baby, man. That was a
It was great.
interview. But it's cool because it was like it turned into catching up with Tiger, and I like Tiger Mays. He's great, man. He loves the band Potente. He's always
Dude.
treated me very, very well and speaking highly of all of us. So, man, when I get a chance to talk with him,
Yeah.
it's cool, man.
Dude, I was watching the show, man. Y no, hombre, I was laying there in bed and I had my little stand. I'm kicking back. Y luego de repente, man, I fell asleep and I woke up. You were still on. I said, man, forget this shit, man. I cut it off. I went to sleep, man. I couldn't stay up no more.
Okay, I was like, hey, so they're gonna make it like, is this gonna be a whole season? It's gonna be episode 1, episode 2. Me quedé dormido watching it, man. I watched it the following day, and I watched about an hour and 20 minutes, and then me quedé dormido, and then I woke up and I watched another. I didn't know how long it was, and then I got it to the 2.5 hour mark, and I said, hey, man, I already know this story, man. I
already know exactly. You don't need to tune in. Come on.
Hey,
it's all right, man.
Hey, Esteban, it's gonna be like the Jenny Rivera episode. Remember little 30-minute sections? They're gonna do little 30-minute sections.
Saludos, Adam. Thank you for tuning in. Mom, how are you doing?
brother?
Thank you for
Saludos.
tuning in, Mom. We
Saludos,
appreciate it.
saludos.
Miss you, Mom.
And right there, Buddy says that it looked like rain, but it passed over. Well, that's good because
Yeah.
that is, I've commented on other interviews that Memorial Bash, Frank Salazar has made it into one of the biggest events. And I believe that was his goal many years ago when he began this. And congratulations to him for turning this event into what it's become. You got the who's who there, and you got media coming across from the state. You got people coming out of state to come and attend that event. So congratulations, Frank. Hopefully, I'm gonna be calling Frank in November because I got it this year. He starts booking in December, so I'm gonna call him right after Thanksgiving and see, and maybe he can get a slot for Potente over there. That would be great. And then
That'd be awesome, man.
we could tape it and then air the footage here on Puro Potente.
Yeah, and
You
it
got-
seems
you got-
like it's getting bigger and bigger, dude. Every year,
Every year.
it's getting bigger and bigger, man.
Brian Guerrero, what's up, my friend? Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. You want to
Saludos.
stick in until later in the
Saludos,
show,
Brian.
about the 45, 50-minute mark. We're going to be hitting the hot topic, the hot news right now. What's going on? Jaime de Anda, Los Chamacos. What do we know? What do you guys know? We encourage you guys to comment once we get into that segment. But before then, like I promised, we got our good friend Ali Garza backstage. We're going to play a little video, you guys, so you can know who he is, where he's been, where he's taken his talents, and then we will talk with him on the other side.
Dulce, tierna y mucho más. Te miras tan perfecta al caminar.
Ali, bienvenido, mi amigo, a Puro Potente. We finally got you on. I've been saying, Cam, when we gonna come on? I've been telling people, man, this is the guy we've been waiting for. Our buddy from way back in the day. Man, those are some phenomenal videos. Jesus Christ, it's such a pleasure to have you on, guys. Welcome, our good friend Ali Garza.
Saludos, compadre. Long time,
¿Cómo
brother. We work
estás? ¿Cómo
together y nunca nos
estás?
vemos ahí en el jale, bro.
Right. No, y no somos buddies, somos brothers.
That's
Eso,
Somos
right.
brothers
eso.
nosotros. No, buddies,
Right,
buddies,
bro.
buddies. Un perro de Jaime. ¿Te acuerdas?
Soy el perro de Jaime. Ay. Dios, el perro de Jaime.
I'm gonna start it off right away, man. No.
Ese perro ya no vive, güey. Ese perro ya no vive. Let me see. Oh, look, Ali. Okay, we got something for you. Look at who's tuning in.
Oh, my sister.
That's
Yeah.
right. Hello, Amy. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, Amy.
How you
That's a
doing?
love to my sister. Love you, sister. Thanks for watching.
Mira, we got else. Quiero el día completo. Blanca.
Okay, Blanca, Monterrey, Nuevo León. Muchos saludos para
Saludos,
ella.
Blanca. Tenemos buenas noticias. Parece que pues ya estamos en arreglos con el depósito para sentar la fecha. Ya me han dicho, vamos a ir con Juan P. Moreno. Espero que salga este anuncio durante los siguientes 2 semanas. Estamos muy emocionados de finalmente, quiera Dios primero, sentar la fecha y ir a compartir nuestra música con todos los oyentes de Potente, ¿no? What do we got here? Let's see. My mom is tuning in. What did she say? She's saying, Ali, watch out. Finally, he's come to grace us with his presence. Thank you.
The prodigal son returns.
Son return,
Cállate. We got here, Blanca says, cállate, Anthony, no me emociones, no.
No.
Dios, esta vez parece que sí se va a hacer. Y te digo porque Juan P. Moreno es uno, él no nomás promociona el baile, él es uno de los que está tocando. Entonces, no muy fácil se va a cancelar el baile de él, ¿me entiendes? Porque es baile de él. So, esto se mira muy buena chance que vamos a estar ahí en julio. Pero, como te digo, espero el anuncio en la siguiente semana o 2, a lo más. Okay, guys. Ali, thank you once again for joining us, man. It's a pleasure. How did you feel looking at that video, man? That intro video, man. This is for you, bro. You tell me.
It was good. It was good.
You waited to the last minute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ali.
A lot of memories. It made me feel really old because I played with them. I mean, it was a long time ago. I saw the dates on those videos, and it was like, yeah. But yeah,
dude, talk to me about that show with Michael, man. Where was that? And man, dude, how many people were there? It looked like a sea of people, bro.
That show was in Houston, Texas.
Wow.
And yeah, there was a lot of big names. I remember there was a lot of big names there. Palomo was there. La Firma was there. Los Trieleros were there.
Wow.
I don't remember what other people were there, but I remember those guys because I actually got to take a picture with those guys. So, and I used to know Angel because Angel would sing with us when he broke out from Jody. So I was really happy to see him. I hadn't seen him in a while. But yeah, that was an outstanding crowd, man. And I don't know who took that video, but that was a really good video, and especially because I was on that side, so it's like it was good for me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because it looked like you were the star, right?
It didn't help that I was like 300 pounds, but I mean, it was still me, right?
It was still me. Oh man, congratulations! Of course, our friend, he also played with Jody Farias. What song was that, Ali?
Jody Farias, that was Aléjate.
Aléjate, that's what I thought.
Aléjate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That
did
video
put
right
that in.
there, it was shot in Bernie, Texas. I don't remember who wrote the song right now. I used to know, but I don't remember who wrote it. But little things I do know it was shot in Bernie, Texas. Actually, the model that came out on the video was, speaking of Jennifer Pena. I know I heard y'all say Jennifer Pena earlier, and that was her sister. It was on the
Oh,
video.
really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Damn,
that was her
Bueno.
insight
sister.
right
It
there,
kind of looks
guys.
like her. Looks a lot like her. Yeah.
Hey, Ali.
Watch out, ¿qué
Ali.
pasó? He lost his earpiece there.
Oh,
Sí, man,
yeah.
I thought something else happened. Hey, Ali,
No. Let me
¿cómo
do
se llama la
this again.
canción? The one that you wrote?
Hang on,
The
he
one
needs to
that you
put the
wrote?
audio back on. Hang on, he has to put the
Quiero
audio
estar
back on,
contigo.
remember?
Yes,
¿Qué pasó?
he wrote one. Quiero estar
The
contigo.
one
What
that
about
Jody recorded?
Yeah, the
Oh,
one.
No, Mi
yeah,
Casita, wasn't it?
Oh, La Casita. Yes.
También La Casita. It was quite
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
of them that we did.
Esa está bruta, bro. Esa está bruta, man.
Yeah.
I
Jody
like
had
that
some
one.
good material, and Ali did a phenomenal job with his time when he was with Jody. If you haven't heard, I mean, go back, listen to it. The Ni Una Lágrima CD. That's a phenomenal CD that Ali was fortunate enough to take place in, and he did a great job. And Jody and all the guys did a great job. I know you did send me some material with David, but oh, is he there? Is he okay? You're there, right? You're not moving, Ali. I think you froze up or something. No, you did send me some footage of you performing with David de Anda, but the footage, the audio was very, very distorted. So that's why I didn't put it in. And of course, well, this guy goes back to. I mean, we're gonna get into it here in a minute. Where los potentes, you know,
Los inicios, bro, los inicios.
los inicios, ándale. This guy,
Los Potentes.
los
Los
potentes.
Potentes.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it, guys. How? Q, talk to me. How did we get Ali in the band?
Bro, I'm the worst person to ask that question because I don't even
Weren't you
remember what I
walking
had.
at the track?
I don't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, bro. You want me to remember something that happened 30 years ago, 35 years ago,
You
man?
remember? Ali, come on, tell me something, man. You don't remember? How did Q approach you?
Yeah, no, actually, it was me. It was me. Because when I was growing up in Carson City, I was playing, right? And well, my grandfather, he started showing me how to play, but back then there was a lot of respect. And when his friends and his brother would come over to play, you didn't get in to play with them. You had to be on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? You're the youngster. Your brother started to play. They wouldn't let you, no palomazo, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So you'd have to sit down and watch him play, y quedarte con las ganas. So I remember that happened to me a few times, and then I was like, I told my grandmother, I said, hey, there ain't no other people. There's got to be some other people that got kids that play. Like, I can't be the only one. And she's like, no, but yeah, like, pues the Quintanillas, they had a band, and the Parias, but they were in Kennedy, and I'm like, well, you know what? I go to school with a girl named Monica Quintanilla, so I'm gonna ask her. So that's what happened. I saw your sister. We were in the same grade, and I was like, "Hey, you have brothers, right?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, hey, "Do they play music by any chance?" She's like, "Yeah. One plays the bajo, one plays the accordion." I was like, "Wow."
No. We tried to play. We didn't play. We tried to play.
I'm just telling you what she told me, right? And I'm like, "Well, I play the bajo too, right?" And I was trying to play the bajo too, and. Well, you know how things were a little bit different back then. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I said, hey, you should ask your dad. Maybe I can go over there. It was always about respect, back in the day, right? And I'll ask my grandparents if I can go. And she's like, yeah. And then the next day she came and said, hey, my dad said, yeah, you can come over. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as it's early, the kids, we got school and stuff. Yeah. So I remember I told my grandfather, and he took me over to the house. That's where I met y'all at y'all's house, right? And I had that bajo. The bajo sexto that Macias. It was my grandfather's, which actually belonged to Los Pajaritos. Yeah. And your dad recognized right away. He said, "Hey, that bajo used to be Juan Manuel's."
He used to be Juan Manuel's.
You know what I'm saying?
De volada,
bro. And it's like, yeah. Now we started talking, and then y'all had a little horn accordion back then, right? It was a little red horn accordion.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
And then Anthony had a bajo. And I remember
Shitty
I
ass
remember
bajo.
it had like it had the micas, but they were made out of paper, I think. Remember?
I don't remember it was, dude.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I was
I
like,
would.
man,
Do you remember the pickup that I used on
The
there? Remember we took
pickup
it
with
off an
the
electric guitar. We
with
couldn't
the
afford it,
flashing.
so I took the electric guitar pickup and put it on a piece of flashing. Put those
yeah.
tornillos. Vámonos. I'd have to hold the wire like this para quitarle el corto.
The ground, the
The ground.
But yeah, I remember thinking, wow, because the bajo of my grandfather's, I still have it. It only had the mica on the bottom. And then
Yeah.
you would see on Johnny Canales that all the bajos, they had the three micas now.
Yeah.
They're coming
Yeah.
out with the three micas, right?
And
They hadn't
around those
started using
times.
they hadn't started using the black yet until like a year, 2 years later when Johnny Rosas came out.
Oh man, it was the
Remember?
coolest when that came out. Of course.
With a black mica. But I remember seeing your bajo from far away. I'm like, man, it's got three micas. Like that's awesome. But it was paper. Your mom had, I think, just had cut some paper, and it looked really neat because it looked like the real deal. Like if you see it from far away, you wouldn't think that it was.
Well, when Ali came in, we started playing songs. We were playing relatively Ramon Ayala, Relampagos type material because my dad, obviously, you remember Chief. That's all he loved. I mean, Relampago, Ramon Ayala, Palomón Gorrión, and I always say this. I've said this in other interviews. Ali one day comes because Ali he knew different groups. We were just like bien corralado en la casa. Es lo que decía el chief, eso era. Esta música vale y esta música no vale. Okay. Well, Ali comes one day and says, check this out. Remember in those days, it was cassettes, boy. Yeah, I'm sure Ali recorded it off of the, was it Radio Camel?
Camel. 990 AM.
Yeah. So anyway, he comes, pops in the cassette. Check this out. And it's Complejo by Los Chamacos. I'm like, oh my goodness, my world got flipped upside down. And then he says, nah, dude, I go watch them here to Benito Juarez, man. They do this and do that. And boy, that was it. It was over from that point on. Now it's just a matter of what do you call it, just dedicate ourselves. No sabíamos tocar mucho muy bien, pero guess what? We were laying down and trying to put the instruments behind our head. And then, of course, we got JJ in the band. You remember, guys, we had JJ there for a while playing drums. And Q, go ahead and tell. Do you remember at least how some of the parts when we would perform with Junior Varias?
I remember. What I remember is taking those pictures. We thought we were all cool. We wanted to take pictures like the cachorros when they're out in the monte and walking through the cactus and stuff. So we went down there in the barrio, just on the road there on I guess that's that Washington Street.
That's
and
right.
we're just trying to find cactus in monte just to take a picture. I still have those pictures somewhere. I don't have the actual photograph, but I have like digital copies of the photograph. And I remember when we would go play wherever it is that we would go, make a presentation wherever. We would sneak in wherever we could. We only had like an hour worth of material, 45 minutes max.
If we're lucky.
So yeah, if we didn't, we probably had to double up some of the songs just to get through that. Pero donde hacíamos presentaciones, we would make our posters. Remember, we'd make our advertising posters, and all hand drawn, handwritten with the markers and whatever. And it's Los Potentes with the lightning bolt, and sábado, whatever. So that's what I remember, man.
Well, Junior Farias, remember what JJ Junior back in those days was play every weekend. Remember that? So like, man, we had the opportunity to El Entremedio. I remember one time Ali, Ali put me in a spot. Remember when Junior Farias' bass player didn't show up? Ali was the bass player. I don't want to play. Well, you play, Anthony's like, dude, come on, man. I had to play the 2 hours with Junior Farias, 30 minutes with us, and then another hour and a half. I was like, dude, how old I had to have been, 14? I was like, Jesus Christ.
That was in Nixon, Texas.
That's what I didn't know where it was.
I figured you. I knew where it was.
I knew where it was.
I flaked out because I hadn't been playing the bass that long. I'm going to take a little bit more back before the JJ and before all that stuff. So when I had showed up there, y'all were playing the bajo and the accordion, and supposedly Raymond was playing the bass.
That's right.
But he would go back and forth. From what I understood from y'all, he'd go back and forth. When I stepped in the picture, he was backed off, right? So I was supposed to be the drummer. I was supposed to play the drums, right? And like your dad I don't have no drums because y'all said y'all had a bass player, and then so your dad says I got drums. What should I play? You could take them home or whatever. He had an old Lugwood set. It was great. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that. I used to play them with Los Triunfadores.
I was starting to play, and then we came in, and then one day he showed up, and we started making noise. But I guess according to Raymond, I wasn't up to par, and then he decided to split again. Right?
That's like the
And,
split again.
so that's when you sat me down one day. You sat me. And you
Hey.
have a son, right?
Hey, well,
I
but that was the best thing that could have happened because this dude is one of the most. He's the most unique bass player I've ever seen. And I've said it for years. I've been saying it 20 years, and I'll continue to say it because it's true.
Thank you.
And if it wasn't for that moment, maybe you'd be playing drums. Maybe you'd be JMZ, way. We don't know. So we bring you in, Ali. He says, "Well, I got a bass. You got a bass. How did you have a bass?"
Yeah, my mom bought me a cruise bass at the Eisenhower flea market.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
Eisenhower
okay.
flea market.
Oh,
Eisenhower
okay.
little black bass, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I remember when Raymond decided to do whatever, he didn't want to play again. You sat me down, right? And you're like, "Look, hey, we can't be accordion bajo drums. It's better we're accordion bajo bass." I'm like, "Well, I don't know how to play the bass." You probably said, "Well, you know how to play the drums."
But you got one. I'm like, dude, you have one though.
And y'all had a Hondo bass. Natural is black. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I
remember.
don't
I don't
Yeah.
remember that one.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
remember
natural
that one.
black. It looks like it was like a Fender copy, right? And you're the one that showed me how to play the ritmos and the bass and the tonos.
Well, what the hell do I know?
So-
You know what I mean? I didn't know that much. I mean, Junior, you got Junior playing in Primera and we're in Segunda. I mean, you fit right in. You fit right in.
You were already playing though with the pajaritos, so you knew. I mean, you were
Well,
the
on
most
the
advanced
drums, but not on the bajo and the bass, So we all
Right.
basically learned together. Well, anyway, let's fast forward. We're bringing Raymond in the group finally because he's in and out, like you say, he's in and out. And this is a long story. He's our brother from back in the neighborhood, but he also shares some history with us. Maybe one day we'll bring him in as well. But for right now, we got Ali on. Well, we went ahead and performed, and we got going, and Raymond got out, and then we met Johnny. Johnny, tell us a little bit of how that went, how that came about.
Oh, that was Victoria, right? At the CWV or Sundown?
Sundown,
Sundown.
baby, sundown,
Sundown.
sundown.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's where Lucio Garcia. I remember when he had the Sundown, and I was playing with my dad and my tios. I was drumming
Yeah.
for them, and I remember y'all playing también. And I think we did we do a set together? I think we played together, or
I
what?
think we had you sit in because the guy who was playing drums with us, remember, Junior, who was it? Hector, right?
It was Hector.
He was sitting in with us. Yeah. And
But-
you were
but
playing.
I think-
Go ahead.
But I think Lucio, was it Lucio that had told you he knew somebody, or
I don't
Or
know.
I
It
just
just so
showed up.
happened. No, it just no. You guys were performing. I think we went
Yeah.
there to
Yeah.
and we just showed up to do a presentación. And then that's when we saw you. And
Okay.
like, oh man, well, you were roughly our age. You were here a year and a half, 2 year older than me. So hey,
A little bit uglier than all the rest of us.
What the? Defiéndete, güey, defiéndete.
hey, I'm gonna leave him alone because he's going to rehab.
That's right. It ain't fair. Hello, Danny. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. All right. Well, anyway, Johnny gets in, and then we're gonna go ahead and watch some pictures. We'll see what you guys think about this as this scroll on. You know what I mean? A lot of memories, and we can talk a little bit about the venues and what y'all remember about them. Okay, guys? Let's see. You want to come on?
Órale.
Y'all remember taking those pics?
Yeah.
Oh,
Victoria.
Where was that at, Johnny?
Saxon Lake, Blue Waters, the old Blue Waters.
Watch out.
Mira.
En La Coneja. Where was that? Was that in Florida?
That was in Richmond, Rosenberg.
Okay. Watch out. Downtown Victoria, baby.
Downtown Victoria.
That's in Beeville.
That's right.
At Casa's nightclub in San Antonio.
That's right.
BMW.
That's Rungy, baby.
BMW.
Watch out. Está grabando. Alita, he focused in. He's not even focusing on that one. What's that, Greg? Acha este? That was a good one. Lito, remember that Walmart playing the Walmart?
Everhard.
No, that's on Greenwood. That's on Greenwood.
That's on Greenwood. That's right.
Yes,
Greenwood.
Yes, thank you.
Now it was the Sam's, and now it's the iHome now.
Ah, really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Cambió mucho. Watch out. Estos son años después, the pandemic. Ali se tiene que poner la máscara. Ali, I'm still showing you a rip or two, man. God damn. Watch out. Q, we'll get into this one. You don't belong behind there, brother. I'm just saying.
Right.
Here we go.
Here we go. Now, hey, this is a great night, man.
That was a badass night. That was a badass night.
Hanging out.
At the ranch, yeah.
Hanging out with Stella and everybody. I mean, it was awesome. Where was this at, guys?
That was in Refugio. Yeah.
I told Johnny he was in Refugio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Mom has to say. Let's switch this to this.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was in the Valley radio tour.
Yeah.
Hey Johnny, remember when I used to braid your hair when Potente was on the road?
Yeah. I remember that.
Man, there's a lot of memories, guys, and like I said, they're great memories. I mean, obviously, we got Johnny. Ali, you remember what? Doesn't have you on, Johnny. I mean, Ali, what do you remember about that first? The very first like conjunto competition.
Oh yeah, I remember the very first one. It was in
What do you remember about that? Your perspective of it?
I don't know how many bands it was, but there was quite a few.
There were a shitload of them.
I think that's the one that was that. Is that one the Mascaradas? Was los Mascarados? They were. I don't know if they placed or they had went on to the finals or something.
Why we didn't stick around for the finals that year? I can tell you that. Hey, Johnny, watch out, la sonrisota de Johnny, güey. ¿Qué sabe? Why, ¿por qué te ríes, Johnny? ¿Por qué te ríes?
No, I'm just, you know, me río porque what you said, man. No hard feelings, brother.
There are no hard feelings, goddammit. Anything else? Because I remember, dude. I remember like it was yesterday, bro. I'm like Michael Jordan. Go ahead.
We were young, man. We weren't ready, you know. We just weren't ready. We thought we were ready, but we weren't, you know. You come to the bigger cities and there's a lot more competition, man, even now, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of bands in the small towns, and there's bands that I play with here that I mean, I'm trying to sound bad or nothing, but they'll put any of those bands to shame, like,
oh yeah,
not even trying, you know what I'm saying? And it's just being from a bigger city. It's like that in sports. You know, you get a 2A school and you get a 5A school. The 5A schools are hard to get.
You better believe it.
Yep.
Even with their last string, they'll beat the 2A.
Even with their last string.
I'm just saying, we just weren't ready. I remember being in La Villita, and they had the brick, and it was like that. And then I heard one time he said, "Hey, so somebody had went and told you, hey, it sounded good or something like." But you couldn't even hear the bass.
You couldn't even hear the bass. Hey, it's always there's no punch. There's no punch.
No sound okay. But
go ahead,
hey, Anthony. Yeah, Anthony. So that's where you got it from. No, man, they can't even hear the bass, man. We need to hear the bass.
That's where you got it. It's always that way with Ali. There's no punch. There's no bass. I mean,
but it's bad. Dude, un tamborero being a drummer, dude, you play more comfortable when you hear that bass, man. I mean, a drummer's gonna play way more comfortable, bro, because shit, it's just all about that bass slapping with that bass drum, man. It sounds badass, man.
Of course.
And if I remember right, it was just monitors. I think we were just playing with the monitors, to tell you the truth. I don't remember.
You know how they do that, man. They I don't know why they get intimidated and they would see the man just run it good for everybody. It's a competition, right? I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, I was disappointed. I've said it in other interviews. I was disappointed because so many of the people behind us in the bands, oh, don't worry, y'all, don't sweat it, y'all gonna be in the finals and shit. And then all of a sudden, they announced the finalists, and guess what? We ain't one of them. Oh, ya dale, Ryan, vámonos, cabrón. Vámonos, ya no venemos.
You know what else I remember? Something that doesn't have to do with us, but I remember we were leaving, and there was a lady walking with a man, and he had a guitar case, and she told him, "Well, maybe I should have worn a mask too." I remember that. And every time I met him, she didn't tell us. She told the guy, I guess it was her husband or boyfriend or whatever. She's like, "Well, maybe you should wear a mask too." So a lot of people, were devastated, not just us. There was some other bands.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, because everybody goes in there and they want to win. Well, anyway, long story short, next year there ain't no way I'm gonna put myself up to this. And of course, Q, myself, and Ali, we went to it the first year, and then Johnny gets in before the next year competition. Let's go, we're gonna win because I'm in the band. Oh, see, cabrón. Oh yeah, let's go. I'm gonna put my $10, bro, so that you can see and get your ass whooped. Well, I guess I don't want to go get my ass whooped, but if that's what it's gonna take to show you and humble you, well, let's do it. And lo and behold, we went on and we won.
Yeah, no, but I remember that year we hit it really hard practicing, and then Johnny, it was a good member for us, man, because it did take us to the next level. Not gonna lie,
It changed the sound of the
it
band.
changed the sound.
And the band, that sound was a little more commercial than when we had Raymond on the drums.
Oh yeah.
That played. That's funny you say that, Ali, because I never thought about it like that. But you're right. Once Johnny came in, it changed the sound. It gave it a little more of a Chamaco type feel, where Raymond didn't really give us that. He gave us more of a regional mexicano norteño type sound, where Johnny gave us that more conjunto, and that sound at that time was very popular. So of course that I believe that played a factor in as well. Q, what do you think about it?
Well, I'd never really thought about it until I'm listening to you now talk about it, and I'm thinking back, like, what do I think about it? And I was thinking, we were stuck in a relampagos phase with Raymond, because he plays that style so well. That traditional norteño, very, very traditional, very flashy with the bajo and accordion, and then focused on the vocals and the great compás, all that. But eso no es lo que estaba pegando en ese tiempo. In the early 90s, it was the market we were headed towards was more commercial, more progressive conjunto. And we were never going to get that with Raymond. And not a knock on Raymond, he's a great drummer, but we're just never going to get that because that's not his sound. That's not what he does. And so when Johnny came in the band, it opened up our eyes to, like, hey, man, this is really a possibility. We can move in a different direction, and it's actually going to sound like we belong there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Instead of sounding like it's forced. A la fuerza ni el zapato entra, ¿verdad?
Como dice el dicho.
Yeah, so when we went on and it's like, okay, Johnny's in the band, it was much more progressive. Conjunto was much more flashy. We were able to express ourselves in ways that we hadn't been able to because of the limitations that were placed on us with the style of drumming. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
and
it
really opened up another world for us, man. And we were very fortunate that Johnny came along when he did. It was at a good point in our careers because we were very early and we were still learning who we were musically. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, and I formulated all these thoughts in the last 30 seconds when you were talking about it.
Wow, that is very, very deep, Q. Very, very deep.
I hadn't thought about it, man. I hadn't thought about it. So,
Johnny,
yeah, man,
how does it feel to have been right?
Man, guys, I feel humble for the kind words that y'all say, man. And I don't, me, Anthony, Q, Ali, I don't see myself like that, man. Not one bit. I always tell y'all, hey, man, I'm not the greatest drummer, but I'll give you a beat from hell. If you ask me, give you a beat, I'll try my best.
That version of Johnny wasn't the version we have today, but that version of Johnny was very, how could I say, it was coveted for the time. You know what I mean? It was very, very, we needed that. Like
you're fired,
we
man.
needed that.
You're fired.
So, you're fired. We needed that sound. And then, of course, Johnny, we will get into on another episode what happened from that sound to go to where you ended up here. But we're going to go ahead and continue with Ali. And like I said, guys, I mean, the ride was great. Things happened. We were very, very young. I had this conversation with Vitela, and we're all great friends, all of us here today. Now you see right here, we have Vitela. He's in the pictures with us. Vitela says, "Yeah, Ali says you and Junior were this and this and that." Yeah, we were. I said I agree 100%. We were. Oh my goodness, we were horrible. Jesus Christ, we were little divas, little brats. I told Vitela, I said, hey, hey, hey,
Just
hey.
kids, bro.
I
Just
said,
kids.
hold on, hold on. I said, Raymond and Ali weren't much better. They were like our brothers, okay? They gave. I think those two gave my dad as many gray hairs as Junior and I did. Okay, the only
Oh
problem is,
yeah.
well, Ali would go home and Raymond would go home, but they come back the next day when it was Raymond, and and it just live it all over again. And you guys, understand growing up. Jesus Christ, man, you
Kid,
don't have it all figured out.
kids are kids, brother. I mean,
Kids,
they act
man.
like that.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah.
You're a kid. You don't know no better, man. You might get mad today, but tomorrow you're gonna be the best of friends, bro. That's just the way it was, man.
Well, unfortunately, we go back. So Ali goes and Ichi Jody. He had Freddie playing, right? Well, Freddie, you know what? I'm gonna go get Ali. I said, fucker. Hey, I gotta go get Ali. I said, of course, Ali. I mean, Ali did a phenomenal job with Jody and Una Lagrima and the sound. Ali even wrote some songs on that one. Hell, I've even done some of his songs here. What do you call it? Quiero estar contigo. You wrote that one, right?
Yeah, Quiero estar contigo was mine.
Yes. So, like I said, uh, we broke up. Ali went with Jody. He had his time with Jody. He did a great job. He did. They did very well with the material that he recorded, and then of course from there on, I mean, he got the call to go with Michael. That was a perfect fit. I mean, you listen to the video that we just showed in all the videos you see Ali in. He was perfect for that style. Ali, how long did you play there? And tell us a little bit about that time.
I was there 5 years cerrados, man. That was actually my short-term goal that I had set for myself. Uh, I was working over at the Conley prison when he called. That was weird because you know how you're supposed to have any calls to the prison. I got a call and it's Michael Salgado.
Because they allowed it because it was Michael Salgado. Okay, just so you know.
I wouldn't doubt it, right? He had tried to get a hold of me like 2 years before, but nothing ever came of it. And then when he did call, he's like, "I'm gonna look for a bass player. I need a bass player and this and that." And at that time, it was 2006. My grandfather had just died. I was living at home uh, with my uncle Lee, and I needed to change. You know what I'm saying? I needed
Yeah.
to get out.
Well,
So
I mean,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
played some great venues and agarraste mucha conocencia ahí con Michael. And like I said, that was a very perfect fit. I mean, that style is what you do. It speaks to who you are, just everything. I mean, that just fits you great. Not that we came from like a more conjunto progressive type, but you settled in on that sound and it's phenomenal there. I mean, I know you did play with David. What years did you play with David de Anda?
About 2000, 2001,
Okay, so
Yeah.
before you got in with Michael.
when you had Grupo La Ley, yeah, it was more
Yeah.
conjunto.
Yeah, I
You know,
remember that.
but yeah, when Michael called, it was good. We did a lot of shows and a lot of places and met a lot of people. And I want to thank them. I want to thank Ernie and them. But yeah, they gave me the opportunity to grow musically. And you
That's
do
great.
once you start playing with a bigger band, you'll start growing musically. You know what I'm saying? More professionally and stuff.
Carmen, it's
And
coming. Don't worry, we're wrapping this segment up and it's coming.
yeah,
Just que no comes ansias, okay?
When I found out, Ali, that you had joined Michael Salgado, man, I was happy for you, buddy. I was real
Yes,
happy.
thanks.
I
Yeah,
was,
ecstatic.
I hadn't talked to Anthony and Esteban. We hadn't spoken those years, but when I found out, and then when I went to go see you, you remember here in Victoria at
yeah.
Riverside
Hmm.
when y'all played, and then we went to go party afterwards at Frank's house
Oh yeah,
till
all
about
night.
5:30 in
Oh
the morning.
yeah.
He, I'll never forget, man. We're sitting around that table, and me and Ernie were singing, man, and that was badass, dude. And
Yeah,
sitting there around the table, drinking, and we start singing together, man. That was a badass night, man. And I
yeah.
was I was happy to see you, because I hadn't seen you, man, since you left the band, and I hadn't seen you that long. And when I went to go see you at the Riverside here in Victoria, no, but dude, I was happy for you, man. Watching you to the side in the backstage, man. I was so proud of you, man. So that was
Even y'all went to
badass.
see me, Anthony, and then went to see me in Freer, right?
I got to
Anthony,
see you in
your
Freer.
mom, your
Yes.
dad. Yeah, I
It
don't
was
know.
phenomenal, man, to watch. Michael is always, that's one thing I remember going watching Michael back in Beeville and shit when I was with my ex, and I came home all drunk. What the hell? I'm drunk. All I can tell about that. This dude is bad. This dude is bad. Just the way you hear him on the CD is how you hear him in live. That's all I could say. Nada bien pedo yo. Eso sí se me clavó en la mente, güey. Este cabrón está desgraciado para cantar y tocar. I mean, dude, it's just, he's a phenomenal guy as far as getting up there. What you hear on CDs, what you hear live. I mean, el afinamiento, el sentimiento, todo. So, like I said, you fit in perfectly with that. Guys, we are going to have to wrap up this segment. But before we wrap it up, I would like to show the Que Linda Estás video. That's shortly after the pandemic, we got together. Ali helped us and record this song, and we're going to show the video before we hop on to the next segment. Okay, here we go.
Cuando digo que eres tan bonita, dulce, tierna y mucho más. Te miras tan perfecta al caminar, por ti me arriesgaría mucho más. Te mentiría al negar que siento esto y más. Algo tan especial no lo voy a ocultar. La mirada esa mañana al mirarte pasar. Ah, linda mirada, oh, qué linda estás. Brillo intenso en tu cara, tan bella y angelical. Ah, linda tu cara, oh, bella en verdad. Te mentiría al negar que siento esto y más. Algo tan especial no lo voy a ocultar. Y no más porque te quiero. Te mentiría al negar que siento esto y más. Algo tan especial no lo voy a ocultar. La mirada Ladies and gentlemen, tune in Friday nights at 8 to the Puro Potente podcast on Tejano TV. You can view it by clicking the live podcast link in the Tejano TV app, on Roku TV, on your cell phones, or on the Mas Chingon website. Don't miss an episode. Friday nights at 8. We'll see you in the Potente Studio.
All right, guys, what a great memories, man, of that video. And I know, Carmen, I told you about the 45, 50-minute mark. We'd be heading into our next segment. And guess what? 51 minutes into the show, we are heading into what I'm sure everybody who's tuned in wants to hear so anxiously about. All right, guys, what I know, what I've heard, I saw a couple of days ago, Jaime says, makes an official statement that he has the rights back to Los Chamacos. That's what I read, right? Right, Johnny? That's what I read. And so I got the show ready. We're going to talk about Jaime getting his rights back. And, I'm happy for him, man. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, Johnny's texting me over here, messaging me. No. Hold on. Wait, let's see. Johnny, what did you send me?
I sent you the Chamacos fan page. Well, I mean, I don't know if it was. I'm pretty sure whoever speaks for the Chamaco that they said no. Apparently, y'all got some false information, and they start showing where the contract where James de Anda, not Jaime de Anda, James de Anda supposedly signed over the name, the rights to the name, and they posted the contract. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And so they're saying that no, that's all false. Whatever JDA is saying. So I don't know. Well, I pedal, bro. That's all I gotta say.
and Q probably knows nothing about this or very little about it, so this is on you to him. Ali, I don't know how much. I know you're a social media person as well, so you probably know quite a bit. So we'll bring you in a little bit, but Johnny and I are going to go ahead and go back and forth on this.
I gotta take a drink right now, bro.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to go ahead and take Jaime's. What I think Jaime could be thinking, and Johnny, you can go ahead and tell me what you think Royal will be thinking, and we're gonna play this back, and we'll bring Q and Ali in on this. Okay, I believe we're at the point where Jaime says, you know what, this is just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if you want to crucify me, leave comments, because let us know. Are you team Jaime de Anda? Are you team Royal Jocelyn Los Chamacos? Let us know. I mean, because there's so many factors that go into dealing with who's right, who's wrong. I don't think this is a case where it's a clear cut right or wrong. I think like much in the world falls into the gray. You know what I mean? In the gray area. I think Jaime has been doing a phenomenal job over the past 18 months with the gigs, obviously with Stevie Ray and J&Z and John. They've done put a really good band together, and we've heard that product. We've performed with that product, so it's really good. And I think, well, it's no secret that by and large the public would love to see Jaime with the name Chamacos. I don't think that any of us could sit here and disagree with that. By and large, I'm not saying everyone, but by and large. So I figured Jaime says, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and use the name, put the official statement out. We're gonna go ahead and push this out into the court of public opinion. So Johnny, what do you think is gonna go on from here as far as the Chamacos, what they're gonna do?
Yo creo que it's gonna get. We went through this a couple years ago. When everything started, when the band broke up, when they went their separate ways. But I don't know if it's to get clout, to get. But apparently it started all over, and for both bands, it's getting. They're talking about it. They're talking about it on JDA side. They're talking about it on Los Chamacos side. But to me personally, I mean, what they, like we were talking earlier, you could bring out the contracts and everything. I Look, man. Back in the days, bro. I've told all of y'all. I've worked with both sides. I traveled with them for a little bit. I would go help them on the road, and nobody knows this story, but I was the first one to play congas with them. Jaime said one day, "Hey, you got congas?" Yeah. He goes, "Hey, let's try something new tonight." So picked up my congas. We played in Laredo at Papagayos. That was the first night that I played congas went in there and tried the congas with Chamacos. And after that, we went to, I think the next night we went to Abilene and did it in Abilene, you know. But unfortunately, I was working, had a truck driving job, you know, and I was like, no, you know, I couldn't really do it. But David, at the time, David Almador, they had the manager. He would call me. I would go help him, you know, go drive, roadie, sometimes just, you know, go in there and I would leave with them. So, you know what? They're all my friends, man. But I think it's going to get what Jaime
Double
posted.
down. That
It's,
don't ruffle some feathers. It's
no,
okay.
I mean, it's gonna get ugly, bro. I think it's gonna get back to the way it went the first time, man. I think like I think Royale is. I think there's going to be some fighting there. If Jaime uses it, I think something's going to happen. Something's going to go down. And I mean, I just feel like nothing against Royale, nothing against Chato, nothing against Jaime. I just wish that this would just end and they would just work it out, man. I think the best thing to do, yeah, just get back together, man. Just bring back Jaime Los Chamacos.
That
and
ain't
that's it.
happening.
Get back
Q.
That's
together.
not gonna
I know
happen.
it ain't gonna happen. I know
Q,
it ain't
you've
gonna
heard the
happen.
merits, Q. What do you think? Chime in on this, man. What?
Pues yo creo que el perro que trae Ali ese está más chulo que el que tengo aquí yo.
Ay, ay, ay. ¿Pacha el perrito? ¿Qué clase de perro es?
Es perra.
Es perra. Ah, cabrón.
Coco.
No,
Coquito.
it's Buddy. Right? No, it's Buddy. No,
No
that's
es
not
Buddy.
Buddy.
Ese no es Buddy. Okay,
That's not
I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh.
You know what?
No, hang on.
Go-
I got
Q,
something to
go
say,
for
man.
it,
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
it.
I was
That's
just waiting for the dog thing to die down, man.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
brought it up. Go for it.
No, man. Honestly, it's not we're not arguing this in a legal court, right? This is in the
Not
court
yet.
of public opinion. You and I have talked about this recently, Anthony. This is
Yes.
a court of public opinion. This is not about what's necessarily right or wrong. The contract is the contract. Whatever. We're not disputing that. Those are hard. That's hard evidence and hard facts that can't be disputed in court, right? It's physical evidence. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about who stands to gain more from this. Like who wins? Who really wins in this? And to me, the name Los Chamacos is it's a brand that Jaime will benefit more from than Los Chamacos, in a sense that the Chamacos moving forward are kind of and it's no offense, man. I'm just speaking from the truth, from what I see.
Yes.
The Chamacos are pretty much here.
That's it.
Not really, not moving in a positive or upward direction. And Jaime is kind of on the rise, man. He's got a lot going on. He's playing a lot of gigs,
It's
a lot
like
of
the
shows.
rise of the Phoenix.
And
vato.
so that name is worth more to him than it is to Los
course.
Chamacos. You know what I mean? He has more to gain and more to lose not having the name, right? Everybody associates Jaime with Los Chamacos, right?
Of course.
So withholding the name from him or keeping him from the name, which is they're legally entitled to do so, obviously. I mean, the paperwork is there. But what are you really gaining from it? You know what I mean? So that's my opinion,
Good point. Ali, you have anything to chime in on this subject? Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I do. If I was Jaime, I would have went the route Luis y Julian went when they broke up. Jaime sin los chamacos.
Jaime sin Los
Instead of
Chamacos.
Jaime y los chamacos.
Jaime sin los chamacos. That was a
Yes,
good
sir.
one. I like it.
Yes, sir.
Sin los chamacos.
If you're listening, Jaime sin los chamacos.
I'm glad I brought him on. I'm glad he stuck around.
but like I was telling you
That's
too,
me.
Anthony. And even if it's true that Jaime takes the name Los Chamacos, hey, buddy, all you got to do is change one letter. Take the S off of the end of Chamacos, put a Z. Chamacos. That's it.
I know.
Ali,
Jaime sin.
anything else?
When Luis y Julian broke up, era Luis sin Julian. Instead of Luis y Julian, I said,
There
que
you go.
I can't say the word right, but
Say what? Well, you can, but Gentlemen, I'm gonna, gentlemen.
I'll be like Jaime C. Los Chamacos. Let's
I
go.
mean, well, I mean that's one way they could have gone. We can't do that now, but it could have gone in those days. I mean, that was
I
a
would
way
have
to
did
do
that.
it.
That's
Yeah.
where I've been
Of
like
course.
Jaime Los Chamacos. Let's
They
go.
got
Chad Mambo,
Los
baby.
Chamacos and
Shout out
Jaime C.
Mambo,
Los Chamacos.
baby.
I mean, you got two of them. I'm gonna say this. I don't care if I ruffle feathers. I don't care. These gentlemen, I know them all. Some of the greatest conversations that I've had, great debates I've had with Royal at his house. You know that, Johnny. I won't leave his house at 5:36 in the morning, and I show up at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. Okay, and those 12 hours are a massive back and forth. The entire 12 hours of music, perspectives of all types of different things, from the bands of the 90s to how we were versus them and the mafia and the Magnifico City, you name it. Those are all the topics we've got into. So I'm close with him, okay? And Jaime, no se diga. I mean, every time I've seen Jaime, you know how the last time we were there. I mean, I roll good with him. Chato, I run into him every several years. I run into him. And Alice, he's close. I always ask how they're doing. I mean, I always wish them the best. But I'm going to call it the way it is, okay? And that's here in Puro Potente. It's our studio. And what do you call it? We can say what we want, how we want. And if it ruffles feathers, too bad, so sad. You can tune out. And if you do, and we encourage you guys, I know we have some listeners. Tell us, are you Team Chamacos? Are you Team Jaime? Tell us what you think is going to happen, because I think this is what's going to happen, and this is what should happen. I think Jaime's he's already fired the first bullet. He says, this is my name, and he's playing it. He's playing it in his mind. Well, what are you going to do, Royal? What are you going to do? And this is true. Obviously, Johnny, I don't know. You've told me before about the amounts that was, and that's none of our business to tell, and I'm not going to say it. But obviously, it's not just cualquier baba. You know what I mean? That was paid or given to him or whatever. Okay, so I understand that. And Johnny, you and I have discussed this. This is what this is coming down to, is it is an asset that cannot be moved. It's not a physical asset. Because if it was, this is easily resolved. Royal, guess what? Take what you physically have. If it's a car, if it's a piece of land, a home, well, you know what? You didn't pay me back, bro. Guess what? I have legal rights to it. Lo revendo. Okay? Haces tu dinero para atrás. Boom. Se acaba el pedo. The name Los Chamacos, is not a physical asset that you can sell to anybody. And these are truths. These are facts. Son verdades. Okay? You can't change them. And that's why we are in the position we're in. I mean, what has Jaime stolen anything? Physically stolen anything? No, he really hasn't. You see some of the comments. Well, he's the only original one that's still there. You know what I mean? Well, facts, right? Spitting facts. Now I understand the legalities of it. Q, I did tell you. I said, what does Royal have to gain from going to court? Because that's where it's going to end up. I mean, that's all he can do. You know what I mean? Like I said, Jaime hasn't physically gone and take anything from him. You know what I mean? Nothing physical. So you can't go say, oh, he stole my car. Oh, he stole my jewelry. Oh, he stole whatever. He hasn't stolen anything. You know what I mean? It's a name that, by and large, I'd say about 65 to 75% of the fans want to see him with that name. Okay? So now you got those people making Chato and Royal look bad. So Jaime's put this in the hands of the people. And right or wrong, Johnny, I'm a straight up guy. If I owe you, I owe you. I pay you. But you know what? Not everyone's like that, and it is what it is. And you told me, well, Roll's going to take him to court. Well, take him to court. What do you gain, Q? What comes of that, Q?
It's just going to be a long fight, and if you win, and you're more than likely going to win because you have the paperwork and the facts on your side, you have the evidence on your side, and that's great. But when you win, what do you really win though? Like, are you moving? Are you moving in a positive direction? Are you on an upward swing with Los Chamacos? Is giving up that name going to inherently affect you, and you're going to suddenly become irrelevant in the music industry? Is it going to cause some sort of you know what I mean? Is it going to damage you, create damages? I don't see that. I
Me
don't see
neither.
that happening. Now you can argue that can be a point of view, or a point of contention. There's something you can argue in court. I don't see it that way. I don't know that a court would see it that way, but you can certainly argue though that that perspective. I just don't think that you have enough to gain to invest the money in a legal defense when you can probably turn around and cut your losses and just say, hey, you know what, let's settle on something else outside of that. That's my opinion. I'm trying to look at it from a broader perspective. I'm not invested on any side. I don't really know these guys the way y'all know these guys. I've never hung out with Royal. I've met him. I've never hung out with anybody. I've met them all. I know who they are. I've never hung out with them. They're not. I don't. Wouldn't be. They wouldn't be somebody I would consider a friend. More like an
An
acquaintance
acquaintance.
or a musical colleague.
Okay.
But so from an outside perspective looking in, I just don't think that he has much to gain other than to say, hey man, I won and you lost, and that there is. Hey man, if that's what you're in it for, that's great, man. There's some
That's
people
not
who like,
very
hey man,
businesslike, if you're asking me.
you're not gonna win. I'm gonna win this one. Hey man, I work with people like that. Trust me. Some of the supervisors I have at work are like that. It's not about right or wrong. It's about no, you're gonna do what I tell you because I'm right and you're wrong. And ves, yo gané y tú perdiste. Pero sabes qué? If that's what you're all about, that's fine. That's not gonna help me do my job any better. It's not gonna help you do your job any better. But hey, if that's what you're into, échale ganas. You know what I
How
mean?
about you, Johnny? Talk to me. What?
Yo nomás digo que gana if Jaime does take the name, que gana con getting the name back. If when you already established JDA, bro, I think what he wants, if he gets the name, he's just gonna put it on the back burner, bro. Never, probably not even gonna use it, bro. Porque why are you gonna bring down? You're already JDA's already getting established, bro. I mean, the dude's doing badass. I mean, he's kicking ass, man. He's got a phenomenal band. Yo nomás, I'm gonna end, bro. They're both on both sides. They're my friends, and there's three sides to this story, bro. There's Royal's side, there's Jaime's side, and there's a truth, bro. That's what I'm
Ali,
gonna say.
chime in before I get going.
Yeah, no. I agree with Esteban. I mean, what are you gonna take? What are you gonna take? You're not gonna take anything, right? There's nothing. I mean, it's gonna be like a long battle for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Exactly. I say
for
this,
nothing.
gentlemen. Uh, I don't. I think that what should happen here is that if it was me and I was either party, Jaime or Royal, I would reach out one of them, have be a bigger man, reach out to the other guy, and see if there's something that can be done. And I'm gonna go ahead and give a couple of ideas what I would do to maybe make this somewhat, because what people say, get together and what do you call it, a fight in court, then it ain't gonna benefit anybody.
Yeah.
Royal ain't gonna get his money back. Obviously, if Jaime already went this way, he ain't get his money back. Okay, and so if you reach out to him, is there a payment plan? Is there a certain amount that not that Jaime has to, but if they were friends at any time, like if they were as good as friends as I believe they were at one time. Hey Jaime, you know what? Talk to him. Let's see, or and Royal, you know what? Give Jaime an opportunity to obviously use the name and pay you little by little. Okay, because if Royal has Royal has every right to take him to court, but what is he going to gain? Jaime can still use the name. He can't stop him from using the name right now. Now, if he wins the battle in court, then oh yeah, well now he can no longer use it. But while that is going on, I don't see Q. Is there any reason why he wouldn't be able to use it?
Well, the only thing I can think of is if it did go to court, say this battle lasted 3 to 5 years, at the end of that battle in court, um, Roel were to win that, he could then turn around and say, okay, well, I need compensation for you having used the name over the past five
Okay,
years,
now
and so
that's
you're
legit.
so that would be something that maybe Jaime would want to think about, like, hey man, then you got like ya tienes demanda, you have a lawsuit on your hands, and that can be caused like garnishment of wages and stuff like that. It's a whole
Anthony,
man. It's so much
Yes.
involved,
that's
man.
what I told. That's what I told Anthony earlier. I was telling him that earlier.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
you're
said,
Well,
gonna
now
have to
now
I
I'm
pay
going to
look,
those.
go
You're
ahead
gonna
and
have to pay
argue.
that.
Now I'm going to go ahead and argue this that how long because any good lawyer can tie a case like this. Come on, man. This is not a capital murder case. This is not the Diddy case. You know what I mean? Where they're just trying to rush it out, you know what I mean? Or a high profile case.
well, I
I
hope
mean,
there ain't no baby oil involved.
No, I don't think no Johnson's involved. No, but I'm in all seriousness, guys. I don't think that this is a case that any decent lawyer can't tie up for years in court. Come on, man. There's nobody that's really being affected in a big way or anything. It's something like like a domestic thing. You can push it, you can push it, you can push it. Dude, who's to say that Jaime's playing in 3 years if you tie it up? So what is he
But
going to do?
right, but here's what I'm saying is just because you stop playing doesn't mean you no longer owe that money.
Okay.
So those 3 years that he's going to play for, him and using the name without rights to the name, when Roel sues him, he's still going to owe that money. So any money he has due or any income that he has is either going to be garnished or it's going to be held or his assets could be sold, used to pay that debt. So you're still damaged by that. You still have to suffer. You still have to pay that. It doesn't just go away because, well, I'm not playing music anymore, so now you don't get your money.
You're right.
It doesn't work that way.
What did the man used to say?
Your assets.
¿Le puedes sacarle la sangre al palo?
Well, yeah, but bro, you think that Jaime doesn't have any assets at all? It doesn't matter. They'll take anybody who wants to be petty will take everything from you, bro. Everything.
Well, I'm gonna say this: Jimmy Gonzalez, what do you call it? Freddie Records had to finish after the benefit dance. I know this personally because you know why I know it. They still added $3,500, $4,000, and this is Jimmy Gonzalez who made millions of dollars. I mean, in his career, you know what I mean? And Freddie Records still had to help them, so it's not out of the realm of comprehension that what do you call it that he may not have that much right now. You know how that is. We've been there. You know what your work is good.
What I'm saying is this: you may think that I may think that I have nothing, but you may turn around and say, "Hey, man, that guy does have something. He has an accordion over there that's worth $6,000." And I'm thinking, like, well, what do I have? I don't have anything. I just have an accordion. Yeah,
okay, but if you're not performing,
we're gonna sell it, and we're gonna use that to pay your.
If you're not performing,
yeah,
yeah, but what do you mean? But that accordion is worth a lot to me sentimentally. So they're not going to look at the sentimental value. They're going to turn around and say, that's $6,000. Listen to me, man. Let me talk. The guy, what do you work for? NBC or CNN or who, CNN. Man? Let me talk. And so what I'm saying is the sentimental value of that accordion becomes irrelevant. You see what I'm saying? So now your $6,000 accordion that's worth $200,000 to you because it means so much. They're going to turn around and sell it for $2,000 and use that $2,000. So ya perdiste what meant so much to you for $2,000. You didn't even get its face value for it. They're going to factor in depreciation. Carry on, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. That's great. But my point is this: let's play that, and we go with that deep in. If you're already being fried, imagine what the people are going to say about that at that point.
About what?
About, well, man, look at, they took all his stuff because we already know 75% of the people want Jaime to have that name. And then if it at that juncture, if here and they take the little stuff, now they look like even worse in the court of public opinion.
Right, but anybody who's gone this far, think about it, in this legal battle, who has drawn it out for 5 years, do you think they care what the court of public opinion has to say? No, they're in it for one thing, to say I'm right and you're wrong and you lost and I won. So they don't care what the court has. Well, they don't care what the court of public opinion has to say. They're going to be, give me everything that you owe me and then some.
Well, I tell you what, Johnny, if this number is anything like what you said, it's going to need like 1,000 accordions or 2,000 accordions, and they're going to have to depreciate it. And then, what do you call it? The tour bus and all the wirelesses, la señora, todo. And it ain't going to matter, bro. I'm just telling you. And those are spitting facts. Because if it's the number, anything like what Johnny said, it ain't going to matter. So you're not going to get the money back. And then what did I say? I always say this: un viejito. Yeah, you have to. I'm 50 years old. I don't have to worry about this. About what do you call it? Being jumped by a 25 or 30-year-old. Because when you get past 50, as long as you don't physically assault somebody, you can never lose by a youngster. You know why? Because se lo van a ver como este way. If I win, well, I'm the old man. I beat his ass. If I lose, pues este pinche güey se aprovechó de un pinche viejito. Is that not what is going to happen? Oh, man, se aprovecharon de Jaime, un viejito. By the time this plays out, well, think about it. He's going to be collecting, what do you call it, Social Security.
They
But
don't
still, if
care
he's
about
collecting
that,
Social
bro.
Security, buddy, it's still going to get garnished because you're getting sued, bro.
That's right.
It's not.
And
It's not going to stop because you're getting Social Security, bro. You're
it
still going to
doesn't.
get
You're right.
garnished, bro.
It does. They can take it all. But what I'm saying is the perspective of they're going to look like te están aprovechando de un
It
viejito.
doesn't matter. Hey, bro, if
Doesn't
you're
matter.
making money, do you care what you look like to people? I don't.
Did,
When I go to
did it
work, I don't
matter?
care what anybody has to say. I'm there to make money.
Did it?
Well, this guy's
Did it
there to make
matter?
money because he won the lawsuit. He doesn't
Did
care
it
what
matter when
anybody has
the?
to say.
Did it matter when the money was taken or
Didn't matter
whatever
what.
was paid? It didn't matter.
Well, in that case, I mean, we've all been there. I'm not going to bring up any names, but I know that I lent an accordion to one of my friends and I got it stuck up the rear. I'm going to be honest with you. I still feel it right now and I didn't get it back and I can't fight for it. And it doesn't matter. I could have, but it was going to cost me well more than the $3,000 the damn accordion was worth. I'm pretty smart. I like to think, I'm going to think this business wise and logically. You know what? I'm not going to get in my werewolves are bigger than yours because nobody wins like that. I can tell you. And I ain't going to do that. Now, if you want to be petty and you already know you lost, you know what? Just take it. I said this on one of my recent episodes. I said, you know what? Me, Junior, and Johnny, the one thing we're masters at is picking up ourselves and licking our wounds because we do it so often. So it does. I don't see why, when most of the people want to see it this way, why you
Yeah.
can't take it the right way.
Yeah.
I don't care. You
Yeah,
can take it
bro.
as far as you
But
want.
you're. Dale,
That's
Ali.
just,
Get it.
Real quick. So they're
Hey,
fighting
what
for the
Alex
name, right?
Alex says here, same bro. See, somebody knows about my accordion.
Yeah.
They're fighting for the name, right? Will y'all tell me why there's 100 cadetes de Linares?
Good point, my friend.
Or 100 Sonora Dinamitas? Why can't
That's
it be
yeah.
I'm los chamacos y Roberto chamacos, whatever? I mean, there's
Hey,
100
Okay,
cadetes,
then
man.
you're on
And
my
they all
side,
fight.
bro. You're on my
No,
hey,
side.
no. What he said. Well, listen to
El
what
sol
he's
sale
saying
para
though.
todos. El sol sale para todos. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
agree. Yeah, I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? If you want to call
But what
yourself
I'm
whatever,
saying,
man, go, man. Just go. Just go make your
what
money,
I'm,
man, and go home.
and
what
like
I'm
you
saying
said,
is,
Ali, it could be Jaime sin los chamacos, and it could be chamacos sin Jaime. Why not, right?
No,
Like
chamacos,
that.
Jaime sin los chamacos.
And chamacos
but
sin Jaime.
how does this not lead you to one conclusion that it's not about the money? It's about I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
It's, at the
Oh,
end of
I
the day,
agree with
that's
you on
what this
that.
is about.
Q, you're
So
right.
so there's no point in arguing anything because when you talk about logic and what I would do and the logical person, there's no logic involved in this. There's only I'm right and you're wrong, and that's it. Se acabó el pedo. Mis huevos son más grandes que tuyos y yo te lo voy a comprobar.
And that,
And
my
that's what it's
friend,
all about.
and for being that, you know, this is supposed to be very businesslike. I think that's idiotic.
I couldn't agree more with you.
I,
Yeah.
I really do. I work for, you guys know who I work for, okay? John Martinez, Ray Martinez. I bounce everything off this man. These guys are some of the most successful businessmen, and you guys all know them. I bounce everything that I do, everything, most of what the business decisions that I make and decisions that I make are bounced off John Martinez. Why? He has so much experience in business. And there's I'm not going to say, but there's a similar instance, and John basically said, well, I would just do this. You know what? Cut my losses and I'm not going to talk with you again. That's very businesslike because you know que no va a ganar. But I'm not going to waste money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste money. But see, this is business and logic. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to compare who's was, well, then Royals, he can follow it out there and he's going to get all his money or no, get sell accordions or whatever. But, bro, I hate to say it, man, but and I'm sure you're going to be crucified by somebody, and I'm going to be crucified by somebody else, Johnny. Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's okay. Hey, here in the Potente Studio, we can say whatever we want, however we want. I'm just saying my opinion, and the side that I'm arguing for seems to have about 75% that they want it that way. And like I said, and I'm a fair guy. If it was me, I would pay my money. I'd pay the money. I'd make a payment plan. You know what I mean? Because I owe it. That's just me. But unfortunately, not everybody's like that. I don't know everybody's financial situation, where their mind's at every juncture of their life. So, you know what I mean? That's my opinion, and we'll see how it all plays out, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It'd be interesting to see how it does play out, man. I mean,
Maybe we can get him on the show
whatever.
next week or 2 more weeks or something.
Hey, bring somebody on, man.
Hey, I ain't for NBC and I ain't CNN. I'm Fox News. Fox News, just so you'll know, okay? Hey, he's gonna have me on the show next week, just so you
said
know.
that because Fox News doesn't interrupt all the time like CNN and MSNBC. They ask you a question,
Yeah.
I'll let you
Have you
answer,
seen
man.
Sean?
Puro,
Shit. Hey,
puro,
go ahead.
puro pinche Stephen A. Smith over there.
Damn right, baby. Hey, Stephen A. is gonna run for president, don't you know? I'm just telling you, man. Hey,
Déjalo que conteste, hombre. No deja contestar la pregunta y quiere hablar sobre mí.
no,
¿Por
hombre,
qué? ¿Qué te
pinche
voy a
Q
decir?
se puso colorado como la cachucha que tiene puesta, vato. Hasta el mono, mira como lo mira el mono.
El mono
Ay,
para what the fuck?
hasta el mono, ¿qué pasó? Te estás poniendo colorado como la cachucha, güey.
Es así, mira.
All right, guys,
Hey,
we got a long.
talk about Gatita. Mira,
Go ahead, take a shout
shout
out.
out to my primo, Randy, Ranchero Barbecue, man.
Oh,
Hey, Randy,
shit.
what's
Hey,
going
what's
on,
up,
buddy?
Randy?
Yeah. And he
Oh,
started his
Randy
own
Barbecue?
business with the brisket, yeah. Él me la dio.
That's
Quiero mandarle muchos saludos y apóyanlo, por favor. Con su nuevo
Yes.
negocio aquí en San Antonio,
Good guy.
okay?
Randy's a
That's
good
a-
guy. So we've
Yeah.
known him
that's a
for a
badass
while.
cat, bro.
He did the live with us, thank you. He did
He
the live
did.
with us.
Yes, he did.
I
Time
did.
Played the
in the
congas.
pandemic.
Hell yeah.
He did the conga
Oh,
player, yeah. O sea, muchos saludos
Q,
a
can you
Randy.
see this one?
Como ejemplo, ahora se mira Grupo Potente, ahora se está moviendo, no está simplemente sin hacer nada, ahora estamos hablando de Potente y en qué sigue, qué tienen sus proyectos, felicidades por seguir dando lo mejor como Grupo Potente.
Gracias.
¿Qué tenemos en los proyectos? Bueno, últimamente tenemos, ojalá que se realice el show en Monterrey con Juan P. Moreno. Estaremos anunciando eso a través del programa, obviamente, pero también en los sitios de internet, en las redes sociales, anunciando eso, la fecha exacta en que nos vamos a presentar ahí en Monterrey. También estamos trabajando en el estudio para terminar lo que es el EP de nosotros, unos 7 canciones que vamos a grabar y otro nuevo lanzamiento para el fin del año, yo creo, se realiza eso. Entonces, también trabajando en otro video y pues echándole bastantes ganas con los muchachos aquí. Obviamente no tocamos tanto como pues nos gustaría, pero sí le echamos ganas una vez al mes, nomás para rascar ahí
Para calmar la sed.
¿verdad? Sí, no, un poquito nomás, ¿verdad? Pero estamos en eso y obviamente trabajando duro cada quien en su diario. Pero no, saludos desde acá de Texas, de Pearsall, de Victoria, de San Antonio, también de Benavides. Saludos a todos los de Monterrey. Ojalá nos vemos pronto ahí en su ciudad y que atiendan ustedes. Que me gustaría conocerlos y bueno, los que ya conocemos, verlos de nuevo después de 30 años de no verlos, ¿verdad? Pero ojalá se realice eso y lo vamos a estar anunciando a través del programa ¿ok?
Muchísimas gracias, mi amigo, por los lindos comentarios que dejaste ayer. Se me hace que fue ayer en la tarde. Dejó un comentario tocante de los chamacos y Jaime de Anda, como se están agarrando tocante de esto y el nombre. Y él nos dejó un buen comentario diciendo, mira como Potente se están juntando para lo bueno, para compartir su buena música con todo el público. ¿Me entiendes? Y por eso siempre estamos yo y mi hermano y Johnny. Y pues ahora Ali tiene sus cosas que hacer, pero ya ves la amistad que tenemos y la creencia, el amor que nos tenemos uno por el otro, ¿me entiendes? Y para nosotros eso es más importante que lo que he pasado en aquellos tiempos o un nombre, algo así. Él reconoció eso en nosotros y se lo agradezco por dejar ese lindo comentario. Johnny, anything? Talk to me.
No, I just want to say I want to thank Ali for coming, man, for coming on the show, man. It was great, Ali.
Thank you for having
Ali,
me.
you did a
Thank you
good
for having
job,
me.
man, and I love hearing the stories, man. And
Thank you for
it
having
was, a ver cuando lo juntamos again, and we'll have one of those ranch nights that we had a couple years ago.
Those bros, nights like that come together maybe a couple of times in a lifetime, bro. I mean, dude, come on.
I remember when we went to where did we go, to the Dollar General, the Family Dollar? We walked out with all that beer. We bought all that beer.
I do remember that. Yeah, got un
that lady thought we were stealing it, I'm sure,
People
man.
were looking at us like, what the hell's going on here? I remember that. Two shopping carts. Two shopping carts full of beer, yeah.
Yeah, two shopping carts full. I was like, what the hell?
The dog just stays there. Look, she's part of the show.
Next week, we don't need you. We just need the dog, man. Because
yes, just put the dog right there in front of the camera, okay? And we'll ask it some questions, and maybe we'll get some feedback, guys. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. You know what? We debated this hard. It was great. I loved it.
Even though he got yelled at from Esteban.
No. Because that's what he does, Way. Hey, when do you see him not yell at me? Are you kidding me? You remember the studio? This is nothing new for me. Hey, whap! Shut up! Hey, did you see? Does it bother me? No, ya estoy impuesto. Güey. Hey, tú cállate el hocico. Boom!
Well, no, it's not like you said next to him to hit him or nothing. So it didn't bother you.
It was just as bad. What are you talking about? I'm okay with it because ya estoy impuesto que me haga esto. No hay pedo, güey. Hey, ya se calmó la chingada. Está bien, güey. Hey, it's all for good. Hey, if Rock saw this, he'd be proud, güey. Rock saw this, he'd be proud, güey.
Mándale saludos a Ruben Mendoza. He was watching, man.
I saw. Where's he at? Where's he at? Right here.
I saw somebody else.
Right there. Look at that. What's up, Ruben? I don't know if you're still on or you're not, man, but thanks for tuning in, brother.
También vi who else did I see? Conjunto Ben was on here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
También Román Torres. También vi John Sainz. David Cruz. Ya también.
David Cruz.
Saludos,
Yes.
David. Johnny J. Martínez también estaba mandándole saludos a todos los que dejaron comentario, ¿verdad?
Ali Garza, Chamacos will always be Raúl de Anda los Chamacos. Exactly. There we go. I mean, let's not bring this back up. Let's not bring this back up. But here we go another 30 minutes.
antes de terminar, I just wanna go ahead, Ali.
Jason Sainz, mi primo también. También una vez se vendó con nosotros en la batería ahí de Corn City. Jason Sainz también tiene su show también. Primo aquí, de Corn City,
Estaremos en sus eventos y esperamos con gusto sus fechas en Monterrey. Mil bendiciones y felicidades, Grupo Potente. Sí,
gracias.
Con una poca de suerte, la promo debe de salir dentro de unos 7 o 10 días, quiera Dios. Entonces podemos compartirlo en todas nuestras páginas, en las redes y pues ya sentando la fecha, esperamos verlos, como dijo mi hermano, esperamos ver a todos fanáticos en vivo, poder convivir con ellos después del show y pues ya sabes, a tomar fotos y firmar autógrafos, todo esto. Gentlemen, this was a phenomenal show. Ali, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
With a little, con una poca de suerte, we would like to have you on every couple of months, 45 to 60 days, just to catch up, see what you've been doing. I know if you have a gig that you perform at, we'll go ahead and show pieces of that, so what, para compartir con los espectadores.
Mi compadre va live cada fin de semana, pero no.
I just go and steal it, güey. I just go take it off his page and I bring it over here, güey.
Ali no andan los palomazos, bro. Andan los palomazos todo el tiempo, Lali.
Yeah. No, there's a lot more stories. There's a lot more stories we got to touch up. There's a lot of stories. I have a lot of stories. I know we missed, but we'll split them up.
Exactly. Okay. It's too long. It's way too long.
Gracias.
To what do you call it? It's way hey, Vincent Jr. Ramon, I want love. Hombre, güey. No, but like I said, it's too much to cram into one show. And like I said, we'll touch on that every 20, 30 minutes at a time, and then we'll go into what you're doing, and we'll have you on, have your perspective. It's great to have you. Like I said, es una bendición que después de tantos años podemos seguir haciendo esto, que estamos de buena salud para poder hacer esto, porque hay mucha gente que no pueden hacer esto, o no son amigos, o no son amigos, ¿me entiendes? So, es una bendición poder tenerlos a todos ustedes aquí. Y gentlemen, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Go ahead, Q.
I want to give a shout out to Frio Rehabilitation Center that's been working with me on my arm.
Yeah, Rock. Calm down, Rock.
No les voy a dar el número telefónico ni la dirección, nada de eso, ¿verdad? No es tanto así, pero they are doing a great job, and I really appreciate that. You know, I'm working to getting better with my shoulder. I want to say hi to my girlfriend, Lacey K. I love you, baby. Ali, gracias, compadre, por acompañarnos hoy, Ray. Thank you, man. It's been a long time since I've seen you, pero a ver si nos vemos en el trabajo aquí pronto.
We work
Johnny,
in the same place,
saludos,
bro. We work in the same place.
Yeah, y nunca nos vemos, trabajamos juntos. Johnny, saludos, bro. It's good seeing you,
Saludos,
bro, man. Hopefully the rain holds off. I know it's supposed to rain next week. It's going to be a horrible week for you, man. Pero...
Well, actually, it rained this morning, man, and I said, man, I was kind of thinking, man, it's going to go, hopefully it doesn't go bad for Memorial Fest, vato, cause, I mean, and they're permitting rain, man, so a ver cómo los va acá, man. Pero no, una vez más, man, Ali, gracias, man. Thank you, buddy, for coming on the show, man. Gracias, Esteban. Hope you feel better, bro. Get that arm better, man. You know,
I'm working, man. I'm working.
And Anthony, pues, nombre, cada rato,
I talk with this fool every day, every other day, because why? You're the one who sends me all this stuff, Johnny. So, I mean, the show is partly, I mean, you feed the show all the topics, right?
You want context, right? So I'm sitting
it's a good thing you form part of the Potente Triangle, because this damn show might not be so good if you weren't part of the band. So,
oh, man.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, tune in. We'll be discussing some of the performances there at the Memorial Fest. And maybe we can get Johnny to go out there and maybe take a video himself. We don't know, Johnny. Sometimes he goes out, sometimes he doesn't. So we'll see.
Never know, buddy. You never know. I might jump the gates. I might see if Frank don't catch me. I'll jump the gate.
You should tell Frank, hey, let me in, and we'll bring you on the show, eh? Gentlemen, until next week, Ali, thank you so much. Hasta la próxima, guys.
We'll see you, man.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.